Hello beautiful peeps, it's Natasha coming at you with another video, and today I'm doing a tutorial on the look you just saw in my intro. Kind of like, it kind of reminds me of a hummingbird, the colors. So I'm going to start with the Rimmel Lasting Finish Primer. I'm just going to lightly rub that in all over my face. It has a really nice consistency, kind of reminds me of like a night moisturizer, like the thickness and consistency of it. So I really enjoy putting that on. And then I'm going to mix the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation and a little bit of the Temptu liquid bronzer, just to give a bit more of a glow. I'm still trying to figure out if I like this e.l.f. Foundation. I've used it a few times, and then I've been using my L'Oreal foundation quite a bit. So now I'm trying to go back and see if I'm going to use it or like it. So I'm just using a flat, dense brush to apply this all over my face, dabbing it in and then pulling downwards all over my face. Just making sure I have a really nice coverage. I added a little bit of that bronzer just to give you that healthy, warm glow. And now I'm using the Joe Fresh Illuminating Concealer, and I'm dabbing that underneath my eyes, just to brighten up underneath there. And then taking a very dense smaller brush, I'm just dabbing that in, and then also pulling that up and over onto my eyelid as well, using it as a bit of a base. Using the Shade and Light Eye Kit from Kat Von D. I'm using the light yellow shade, and I'm using that as a setting powder. Just as you would use for her face contour, same kind of powder. So I'm using that to set my under eye, and then anywhere I normally get oily or I find that my powder wears. And using the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette, I'm going in with the color Framed. Wow, that took me a minute. I'm going in with the color Framed, and I'm applying this all over my eye. As you can see, I already have one eye done. And then I'm going to use the color Grip, and I'm going to apply that into my crease with a wider tapered blending brush, and then just pull that into the outer V corner of my eye a little bit there. Now, because you already have your foundation on, make sure you're tapping off the excess, especially for these bright, bolder colors. Now, the star of the show, I'm going to go into Grasshopper. And I'm using a flat, almost like a C-shaped eyeshadow brush, just a flat paddle brush, and I'm going in and I'm patting that onto the eyelid. That's where you want the concentration of the color. So I'm just working that in, patting it, making sure that the color is smooth and consistent all over the eye first before I do anything else. And then once I feel like that's good, I'm going to build the shape out. So using a flat eyeliner brush, this one is from e.l.f., I'm going to make my shape. And you could do this by using tape. You could do this by just kind of free handing it and kind of getting your edge. I get very messy in my outer crease if I don't do this. So just kind of trace the shape that you're looking for, and then going back with the same eyeshadow brush you use on the lid to fill in the space that you want to add color. And then you can get whatever shape you want. This one's got a bit more of a rounded top to it. You could also do a very sharp edge out, like a sharp wing. I did this because when my husband was talking, we were talking about looks for the NYX top 30. or not the NYX Top 30, sorry, just the NYX award in general. I did not make Top 30. One of the suggestions he had given me was do like a hummingbird type look, and ever since then I had these colors in my head, that really brilliant green and that bright pop color underneath the belly that you'd see on the hummingbirds. So right now I'm just adjusting my edge. So you can do that by using a fluffy blending brush and softening it up, and then going in with your color and adjusting it if you feel like it's not even or doesn't match. You can just keep doing that until you have exactly the look you're going for. Now I'm going to use the color Bones and a fluffy blending brush because I don't want my inner corner highlight to be so intense that it takes away from the green and the purple. And now I'm taking this eyeliner from Paula Dorf and doing my inner waterline, and then going in with the color 1985 from the same Vice 4 palette, and I'm going to use a sharp angled eyeliner brush. I'm taking that and I'm lining my lower lash line thicker. I'm bringing that color down a little bit lower than I normally would, and then I'm going to edge my green color, giving you like that kind of winged look, but with the eyeshadow instead. Now if you find you don't have your angle right, use the fluffy blending brush that you use to put your highlight on, and then kind of dust it away and then go and adjust it. Edit your angle. Edit your angle. No? Yeah. And then I decided I wanted to add more color to the inner V, so I going back at that green color grasshopper, and I'm adding it to the inner corner of my eye just for consistency of color throughout. Now I'm trying out the They're Real primer and mascara. So I'm going in with the primer first. And guys, I know this is like a huge favorite of people, but I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm going to do a whole review just on this because it's pretty pricey for the two of them. So now I do my little dance, and I'm going to go back in with the mascara. Because I wanted very fluttery kind of eyelashes to go with this bold eye. So I tried to do more coat on the other eye. It didn't really work when it was that dry. So I think if you want to do multiple coats, you got to do it when it's still damp. I'll go back into the Shade and Light palette. I'm going to use this light brown color and a contour brush, and I'm going to contour my cheeks with this. And I'm not really liking how it's blending into this particular foundation. And I've done this quite often with my L'Oreal Lumi foundation, and it blends really nicely into it. I didn't have to work so hard to get it to blend because the powders for the Kat Von D, any of the Kat Von D powders are brilliant, so it shouldn't be this difficult to blend it. And then I'm contouring my jawline, adding color to my hairline wherever you'd normally bronze, and then I'm also going to contour my nose a little bit. Once you're nice and blended, I'm going to go into my e.l.f. blush palette, if it lets me open it. And I'm using the light one. So take the, that's the bottom left hand shade in the palette. And I'm going to just start at the apples of my cheeks and pull that color back, just to give me a flush of color for this, because again I want the focus to be my eyes. And then I'm using the Sephora Micro Smooth Baked Illuminator in Stardust as my highlighter. And this is actually a bronzing brush that I'm using. So I'm putting that on the high points of my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow. I also like to do that over my eyebrows. And then going with the Nars, oh my goodness, that mascara is Rikugien. I can't say it. It's one of the colors I got from Sephora for their birthday gift last year. I'll put the name and the pop-up there for you, or down below in the description bar. And that is it for this look. I hope you enjoy. It's just a fun, bright pop of color for spring and summer. And I had a lot of fun making it. I don't normally do this like bright, bold of a color or of a look and colors, but it was so much fun. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantabulous day. Bye.